Thank you for purchasing a Janome machine. Your new Janome machine integrates such advanced features as Easy Set Bobbin, Automatic Thread Cutter, Two-way speed control, ultra-slow sewing with the Start-Stop button, and much more in a compact body. We're sure you'll be glad you chose your Janome machine, and it will give you many years of satisfaction. Basic operation. Extension table. The extension table provides additional space for handling bulky materials and also serves as an accessory storage box. The extension table can be easily detached for free arm sewing. Hold the extension table to the left and remove it. To attach the table, slide it from the left and push it to snap in place. For quilters and heavy sewers, an extra wide table is also available. Connecting the power supply. This machine is equipped with a two-way speed control for sewing. You can either use the foot control or the Start-Stop button to operate the machine. Before connecting the machine to the power supply, make sure to turn the power switch off. If you plan to use the foot control, insert the pin connector into the jack. Connect the power supply cord by inserting the plugs into the machine and a power outlet. Turn on the power switch. Machine operating buttons. The machine operating buttons are conveniently grouped together for easy access while sewing. Start-Stop button. Press the Start-Stop button to start or to stop the machine. However, the Start-Stop button will not work when the foot control is connected. Please note that the machine will not run if the presser foot is in the up position. The machine will run slowly as long as this button is pressed, and will start running at the speed set by the speed control slider when the button is released. Pressing this button while the machine is running will slow down the machine, and it will stop when the button is released. This function is extremely useful when precise control of stitching is necessary. Reverse button. The machine will sew in reverse as long as the reverse button is being pressed when these patterns are being sewn. To secure the beginning of a seam, press and hold this button so that the machine will sew in reverse at the slowest speed. When other patterns are selected, pressing the reverse button causes the machine to lock the stitch in place and stop automatically. Auto lock button. The machine immediately locks the stitch and will stop automatically by pressing the auto lock button when these patterns have been selected. When other patterns are selected, the machine will sew to the end of the pattern being sewn, then lock the stitch and stop automatically. Needle up-down button. Press this button to lower or raise the needle. Thread cutter button and thread cutter memory button. Press this button to trim the threads after sewing. You can sew the next stitch without pulling the bobbin thread up. If you use thick threads or the twin needle, use the thread cutter on the faceplate. Press the thread cutter memory button before starting to sew, and the machine will automatically trim the threads when locking stitches are finished. Speed control slider. The speed control slider sets the maximum sewing speed. To decrease the speed, shift the slider to the left. Shift to the right to increase the speed. Winding the bobbin. Slide the hook cover release button to the right and remove the hook cover. Take out the bobbin. Place a spool of thread on the spool pin and secure the spool with the spool holder. Two kinds of spool holders are included with the standard accessories. The large holder is used with ordinary spools, and the small holder for small spools. If you need to wind a bobbin while sewing, use the extra spool pin so you don't need to unthread the machine to wind the bobbin. Insert the extra spool pin into the hole. Place the spool of thread on the spool pin and secure it with the spool holder. Put the bobbin on the bobbin winder spindle. Hold the thread with both hands and draw it around the bobbin winder thread guide. Hold the thread with both hands and wind it around the bobbin clockwise several times. Insert the thread into one of the slits of the flange plate and pull the thread to cut. Push the bobbin to the right. The LCD indicates that the machine is in bobbin winding mode. Start the machine. When the bobbin is fully wound, it will stop spinning automatically. Stop the machine. Return the bobbin winder to the left. Remove the bobbin. Insert the thread into the slit and pull it to cut. Turn the power switch off. Place the bobbin in the bobbin holder with the thread running off counterclockwise. Hold the bobbin with your fingertip so it does not rotate. Guide the thread into the front notch of the bobbin holder. Pass the thread under the guide and pull it to the left. Make sure that the thread comes out from the side notch of the bobbin holder. Draw the thread to the left to pass it into the guide path marked 1. Continue to draw the thread along the guide path marked 2. Pull the thread to the right through the slit and cut it. The thread will be cut to a proper length and held in place. Set the left edge of the hook cover into the opening. Push the hook cover down to fit in place. For your convenience, a threading diagram is indicated on the hook cover plate. Threading the machine. Raise the presser foot. Turn the power switch on. Press the needle up-down key twice. Turn the power switch off. Place the spool of thread on the spool pin and secure it with the spool holder. Each threading point is clearly marked with a number indicating its order in the threading sequence. Hold the thread with your hands and draw the thread around the upper thread guide. Pull the thread down along the right channel. Pull the thread up around the guide plate and along the left channel. Slip the thread into the eye of the take-up lever and pull it down along the left channel. Pass the thread through the lower thread guide from the right. Slide the thread behind the needle bar thread guide from the left. Needle threader. It's easy to thread the needle with the built-in needle threader. Raise the needle to the highest position and lower the presser foot. Push the threader down slowly as far as it will go. The hook comes out through the needle eye from behind. Pull the thread down around the left thread guide and then pass it from left to right under the hook. Draw the thread up along the right side of the guide and slip it in between the guide and the holder plate. Raise the knob slowly and a loop of the thread is pulled up through the needle eye. Pull the thread end through the needle eye. You can start sewing without drawing up the bobbin thread. However, you need to draw up the bobbin thread when sewing gathering stitches, etc. For drawing up the bobbin thread, see the instruction manual. Raising and lowering the presser foot. The presser foot lifter raises and lowers the presser foot. You can raise the presser foot higher than the normal up position. This helps you place thick fabrics under the foot. Knee lifter. This section is only for models to which the knee lifter can be attached. You can raise or lower the presser foot with the knee lifter. Match the ribs on the knee lifter with the notches in the knee lifter socket and insert the knee lifter. The knee lifter is useful when sewing patchwork, quilting, etc., since it allows you to handle the fabric while your knee controls the presser foot. Detaching and attaching the presser foot. Turn the power switch off. Or press the lockout key to lock the machine. Raise the needle to the highest position and raise the presser foot. Press the lever on the back of the foot holder and the presser foot will drop off. Place the desired foot under the foot holder so the pin on the foot lies right under the groove on the foot holder. Lower the presser foot lifter to lock the foot in place. Thread tension dial. Set the tension control dial at 4 for general sewing. However, you should adjust the tension manually when selecting a specific stitch pattern, such as a shell tucking, for example. Turn the dial to a higher number to increase the tension. To decrease the tension, turn the dial to a lower number. Adjusting the foot pressure. Depending on the sewing conditions, the foot pressure should be adjusted. For medium to heavyweight fabrics, set the foot pressure dial at 6. Reduce the pressure for appliques and sewing fine fabrics. The dial has 6 setting positions from 1 to 6, so you can fine-tune the foot pressure according to various sewing conditions. Dropping the feed dog. The feed dog can be lowered with the drop feed lever located on the back of the free arm. Shift the lever to the right to drop the feed dog. Shift the lever to the left to raise the feed dog, and it will return to the up position when turning the hand wheel. Practical sewing and advanced techniques. Selecting stitch patterns. There are 3 methods to select a pattern. Direct pattern selection. You can select a pattern by pressing a direct stitch pattern selection key. There are 14 frequently used patterns that can be selected directly with the direct stitch pattern selection keys. Press the stitch pattern key to select the desired stitch pattern, and the light of the selected stitch turns on. The LCD indicates the pattern number along with the preset stitch width, stitch length, and recommended foot to use. Using numeric keys. You can select a pattern by pressing numeric keys. Enter the 2-digit number of the desired pattern. The 2-digit number is indicated on the stitch chart. Using arrow keys. You can select a pattern by pressing the arrow keys below the LCD. Press the up arrow key to select a higher number or the down arrow key to select a lower number. Press and hold either key to increase or decrease the number continuously. Adjusting stitch width and length. This machine is programmed to provide the optimal stitch length and width. However, you can adjust them to suit your specific sewing needs. To adjust the stitch length, press the plus or minus sign of the stitch length adjusting key. To adjust the stitch width, press the plus or minus sign of the stitch width adjusting key. For straight stitches, you can move the needle drop position by pressing the stitch width key. Satin stitches. Satin stitches can be elongated up to 5 times their original length, while the stitch density remains the same. Press the elongation key to select the desired elongation ratio. The elongation ratio is indicated in multiples of the original pattern length, L1, original length to L5. Twin needle sewing. Press the twin needle key to limit the stitch width and the twin needle icon is displayed. Be sure to use the twin needle provided in the standard accessories. If the selected pattern is not suitable for twin needle sewing, the twin needle icon blinks when this key is pressed. Buttonholes. You can choose the appropriate buttonhole for your garment from the types incorporated in the machine. The machine will sew a properly sized buttonhole automatically in a single step. Pull the button holder to the back and place the button in it. Push it together tightly to fit the button. Buttonhole length is determined automatically. Attach the buttonhole foot. Draw the needle thread to the left through the hole of the foot. Position the fabric and lower the needle into the starting point. Lower the buttonhole foot. Pull the buttonhole lever down as far as it will go. Start sewing while pulling the needle thread lightly to the left. After several stitches, free the needle thread and continue sewing. The machine will stop automatically when the buttonhole is complete. The stabilizer plate is helpful when sewing buttonholes over the hem of thick fabrics. For using the stabilizer plate, see the instruction manual. Care and maintenance. Before carrying out any maintenance or cleaning, be sure to turn off the machine and disconnect it from the power supply. Replacing the needle. Check the needle frequently to ensure that its tip is not rough or blunt. Replace it with a new needle if it is dull or bent. Raise the needle and lower the foot. Loosen the needle clamp screw with a screwdriver and remove the needle. Insert a new needle with the flat side facing back. Push the needle up against the stopper and tighten the needle clamp screw securely with the screwdriver. Cleaning the machine. It is recommended to clean the hook area and automatic thread cutter mechanism at least once a month. Remove the needle and the foot holder. Press the hook cover release button to the right and remove the hook cover. Take out the bobbin from the bobbin holder. Remove the set screws on the needle plate with a screwdriver. Remove the needle plate and take out the bobbin holder. Clean the bobbin holder with a lint brush and wipe it with a soft, dry cloth. Clean the feed dog, thread cutter mechanism, and hook race with a lint brush. Wipe the inside of the hook race with a soft, dry cloth. Replace the bobbin holder in the hook race, making sure the knob fits next to the stopper of the hook race. Attach the needle plate and tighten the set screws securely with a screwdriver. Attach the needle and presser foot. Wipe the machine body using a soft cloth soaked in warm water and mild detergent. Never use benzene or other chemical solvents for cleaning the machine body. Regular maintenance will ensure that your machine runs trouble-free.